Hey guys. Hey there. So, uh, we are live here with the Stanley Parable, and this is my first time playing this on the channel. This is my first time playing this in general. I've seen others play it a little bit, but I just thought it was funny. I was trying to start up the game. And already there's some funny stuff. We've started already. This is great. So this is my first time actually playing this. Like I said, I have seen other people play this a little bit, but not like an extent. So, an extent I should say. A lot of this will be new to me. It's your favorite time. Okay, so once again, playing Stanley Parable, and this is the remake of the game from 2013. This one just came out recently. I think it came out the end of last year, something like that. But anyway, let's have fun. I'm looking forward to this. So, let's begin. Ever the end. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee
Okay.
number 427's job
like Portal.
was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Where'd everybody go?
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
This is flat out some Portal vibes right here. Where just everybody's gone. And it's office setting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So, alright, meeting room, right? What do these say? I like work. I just hate my boss. That one says smile, right? This is great. Like, there's stuff to, like, look at, too. I bothered to set the clock and it's not even right. No! You see it? Like the little picture on the board? This does not make sense! Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's the door I entered? Alright, let's try it. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Tips for not getting fired. TPS report? That is flat out an Office Space reference. That's great. So we have an Office Space reference already. Number of slides on this slide. Rate at which charts on the same slide depicts rate of increase. Wait. What? Please no more charts, I'm begging. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. I didn't read it. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever feel like yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, be more... I can't even read it in time. A boat. Mitosis? Yes. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passively against aggressive other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. I can't believe it's still, as it says, unique. I can't believe we're getting different slides still. Okay, alright, finally we have a new one. Do you think the same information? That's what it was. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Probably literally what this game's about, right?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
No?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, At least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
This is pretty
Maybe
great.
to you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Secret broom closet ending.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Jeez! He's being flat out abusive now.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
No.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The
I'm not
person
dead.
at this computer is dead.
Nope.
They have fallen. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No. Let's check out what's down here. What is that? I wrote this in first period and left it in your locker on the way to second. It's what all the cool kids are doing. I've decided. Write me back. Also, here's an idea for something to draw. 2 cats on a motorcycle. Here, this is a good... It's hard to read now because of the purple idea. Okay. What all the cool kids are actually doing is sending each other pages. On something, because guess what? They can't put something on a something. That's not the read.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Yeah, it's all a dream.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
That would actually make sense
to my
if it was.
boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So
I'll bet it is,
he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered
What the
Stanley's
fuck?
head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
Yeah.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
Are we dying
Who
again?
am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
She just ran. Are we Stanley again?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. So, do we have to do something different? Did we do something wrong? Alright, let's...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors.
Let's go this way.
He entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What the what the heck? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh? I gotta say, like, so far, I'm just sucked in. And that's good. That's kind of incredible. What the f-
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can
Her
truly
who?
place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did
That's
you actually think you
freaky.
had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh. If we press it, we're gonna die.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
You guys see that? Achievement unlocked. You can't jump. Achievement unlocked, and then something else. I
Look at
didn't
him
see
there, pushing buttons, doing
We can look at it
exactly
then.
what he's told to do.
There's 11
Now he's
11
pushing a
Steam
button.
achievements for this.
Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
The hell is he talking about? I'm just standing here. I was literally doing absolutely none of those things. Okay.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild
Oh, is he
expeditions
talking about, like,
into the
before?
unknown.
Like, before this? I thought he meant, like,
Fantastic
now.
discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. and so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The
True story.
thought excited him terribly.
Excited him? There's been time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
The room
Down
just
one
changed.
path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press K to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
It's forcing us to push the same buttons he pushed every day when he normally works. That's funny.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Nope. Nope. I will defy that. Oh, do we have to press it? I think we have to.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And
Please
I tried
stop.
again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
This game is crazy. And here we are again, back at the beginning. Are we ever gonna be able
All of
to
his
proceed
co-workers
with the
were gone.
game?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right, let's try to go now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, let's just try to follow. Let's just try to get there now.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might... Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
He's like, whatever it is you enjoy so much doing in this room. That's pretty great. All right,
Coming
we'll
to a
just leave
staircase,
it alone.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom? Like Peter wanted? That's awesome. That's funny. Yeah, for sure. Executive bathroom, definitely. Nice window. I love the plaque on the door. That's great. The beige pages. Instead of the yellow pages. Business strategy. Okay. Yeah. We have an elevator. This is interesting. Do you hear him? What's going on here? No. So that whole time we were on the
Stepping into
highest
his manager's
floor.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Whoa, look at
What
that
he
camera.
could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's
right
desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly
Amazing.
opened passageway.
Hey, look, it's 47. or is that Agent 17? Nah, it's not orange enough. Okay, so that's a little generator there. What the what the hell? Okay, so is there nothing else in here that I can do? I thought maybe there'd be some sort of interaction with the desk, but maybe not. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh no! No, no.
Descending deeper
Okay.
into the building,
Okay.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a
I thought it was-
stirring of emotion in his
You know what I
chest,
thought.
as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay. Whoa.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope, I didn't.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I changed my
But
mind.
of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Can't go back once you make the choice, right? Oh, shit. Oh, nope, you can't. Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room
Whoa.
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Fired. Wait, who was fired? It says 434. We're 427, aren't we? Or 437. What's that? Wait a minute. 528. Let's look at that one again. Hold on. Yeah, that one has something written on it. That's interesting. And then that one's like messed up there too. That's interesting. There's another one there. Huh. Alright, well, let's do this.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
This can't be the end, obviously, like...
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as
Crazy.
the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. So the question is how? I have a feeling I shouldn't go down here, but I'm going to anyway. Alright, that didn't do anything. Let's see, can I go in here? No. Alright. I'm just trying to find anything that would be an indicator of, like, what I'm supposed to do. I suppose I could hit these numbered switches in order. I could try that. Problem is, I think one of them's up there and I can't get up there yet. So I think I'm actually forced to go into that room. Oh wait, what's this? I feel like that's actually it. Hard to say. Hard to say. Let's try this out, because it's hard to say that that's it.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
We died, right? Oh, did we? Did we not?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This poor guy. What open door? It doesn't even look like a door. It looks like a trick.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Achievement unlocked. Beat the game? Did I seriously beat the game? No. No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so we're... Jeez, alright.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, I'll bite. Let's try it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
He got tired of my shit.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Wait, do we
And
have
in
to
such a
sit through this long
competitive
sequence
economy,
again?
why had he taken
Hopefully
that
not.
risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
I guess we had to sit through all
Stanley
this.
said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last,
Wonder what this does.
how long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
That's different. Interesting. Okay. All right, that was definitely different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, now this time I'm gonna try something. a little
Yet there was
different.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
So,
Stanley
did I really
happened to
beat it
input
already?
the correct code
I don't think I
by
did.
sheer luck. Amazing. He
So
stepped
we are
into the
trying.
newly opened
We're gonna try a couple
passageway.
different things here. So this wants me to go down. All right, it automatically selected down. So down is the only thing I can do. I want to try something else while we're down here now. Cause we didn't do some of the other stuff that was down here.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
So let's do
read
this.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
You just fall. Oh, shit.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and
We're
shallow
gonna crouch and see if it does anything.
life. Farewell, Stanley.
I doubt it will, but we're gonna try it.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. Apparently not.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every
Whoa.
path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already
Nature
dead from the
paintings.
moment he hit start?
Oh, wow. The two doors. Office layout. Stanley's computer. So that doesn't do anything. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mixed keyboard tone and synthesized tune. I feel like there's gonna be something that happens, right? I don't know, maybe not. Let's just do it a bunch of times and see if it does anything. I was hoping we'd get like some sort of like, you know, like you do this monotonously for no reason, however many times you get, you know, like this unlocked or something. But no. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Yeah, like this is actually a remake. So maybe we did beat the game. What the f- Welcome Black Employee 427? Fun. Wait a minute. I feel like this is furthering the idea and planting the idea that I have beaten the game. And I haven't. What is Stanley's last name? Are these like emails that like reviewers sent? How do you type with boxing gloves on? Oh, narrator emails? After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. That's crazy. Some of those are just so random. An early version of the lounge. The cargo lift. I tried. It wouldn't let me pick it up. Oh, it's just telling me. Okay, I see. It's telling me. Yeah, it's just telling you. That's how it was. Yeah, see, it's like I haven't even done half this stuff. Did I really beat the game? That's pretty crazy if I did. Wait, whoa.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
It's crazy. Wait a minute. See, now that says exit. Alright, let's try this.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can
Seriously?
stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Should I have started over? I crouched down just like before.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Is that what he thought? What the heck?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
It's
lounge
time to
first, just to
Try to
admire
figure
it.
this out.
Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
Okay,
left.
alright, that's right. That's right. Last time, didn't we go this way? Yeah, so
And so
let's
he
try
detoured
this.
through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Let's try this first. Yeah, this is definitely different.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to
Oh,
the right. My mistake.
Okay. I don't believe him.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh no! No, come on. Really? Oh jeez. Well, this is another end.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, let's do it again and then go a different way here.
When Stanley...
Oh shit!
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, cool. Okay, so let's go somewhere we haven't been. That's not creepy or anything. What did you do, Stanley? Wait a minute. Now I'm thinking.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. Okay, here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What the
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yeah!
You put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So,
We did it,
good
guys.
job.
We did it.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Of course. The Stanley Parable Adventure line.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure line. Just follow the line.
TM.
How simple is that?
Oh, they put a little trademark on it. That's funny.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train
Calm
of
down.
thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can
Jeez.
both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Come on, Flip Ledgers.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. So, something tells me I really don't need to study this and it's messing with me. Alright, it's been studied.
Wait,
me,
what?
here's the clock,
We're back
Sam.
at the office? No. No.
Wait, what the
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Okay. Oh shit.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything
all the
we've been
Line's
through,
fault.
you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I
What
say
the
forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay, let's do it.
Now, Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay. that was a little weird.
No, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
It's
No
just
lines
coming
or
through the
monitor
roof.
rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
The line did all this. I'm blaming all this on the line. The line did it. It's a timeline, isn't it? It's a multiverse timeline. What? This thing is crazy.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I don't know how any of that was logical, but sure, why not? The confusion ending. You've been playing the confusion ending for 18 minutes. Alright, we have to accept it.
What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No,
the narrator is gone after a long story. Stanley
dies. I don't want the
dies.
game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
After a long time.
I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
You see this, right?
Stopped?
Right here?
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if
I was just like listening to all the nonsense he was saying, then all of a sudden, murmur. Oh man, what the heck is going on? This game is nuts.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Totally. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
But I want to go this way. Uh-oh.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
That's pretty great.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
New content.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
This is awesome.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if...
Mostly tedious.
Okay, let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
I love how this game just makes fun of itself. Like, the whole way through.
All right.
The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Nope. No.
Is that it?
No.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I feel like if I do this, I feel like I could do this. Here's the problem. If I do this, I feel like that's an ending, right? I feel like it's just gonna restart it. Let's see what this is.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Okay. That looks like a really comfy chair. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it?
You're welcome.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Test
My fault,
achievement,
Stanley.
please ignore.
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
We are restarting a lot here. Oh, this is different. Now look at the clock. We're still at the same time. So we went back to the same point still, but this is different. It's still Stanley's desk, 427. But we're in a different spot. This is interesting.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna die. Oh. Okay. That takes me back to the beginning, so I'm gonna try this.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something
much better it
special
used to be.
and tucked it away here where the game's
Oh.
developers won't find it. Just
Oh.
our little secret. Take a
That's
look.
cool.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October
With a
of
cheap
2013,
re-release?
when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, wait.
Back then. Oh, there's the time I entered. That's actually the time I entered. Initially. It could just say that, though. It could just be like a coincidence. That's funny. New video game releasing today, October 17th, 2013. Yeah, they really put a lot into this. This is cool. Beta work in progress. This is cool. Well, that's nice to actually have some scenery for once.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim,
literally
it was
every
Persona
game
3, it
ever
was all
created.
of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just
It was
a husk
Skyrim. It was
now.
Persona.
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
How do you review a game like the Stanley Parable? To describe any one part of it is to risk its ruination. To detail what it has to say about the game. To detail what it has to say about the game design, the illusion of choice, and the psychology of the gamer is to tell you too much. Comparisons, too, are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, but where Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses and then subverts it. Where so many games that aspire to be more than just games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. correct. So, how do you review what has been known as the Stanley Parable HD, the full-scale reimagining of one of the most intriguing mods available online? How do you discuss it, analyze it, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. Oh, man. 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's great. Fantastic Arcade. IGF Grand Prize. Narrative Excellence. Special recognition. Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you guys. Seriously, honestly, this game's a lot of fun so far. Totally, it's a lot of fun. It's really funny in general. But yeah, oh wow. Memory zone maintenance, we're gonna check that out. It's like one of those things where, you know, it's like a paradigm, like a kaleidoscope kind of, where you're just looking and it's constant, like you just it's like a vertigo effect, you know. That's like one of those mirrors. Oh, this is I forget which one this is, but that's a developer software. That's definitely like a map design. That's like a map grid design. That's how you do it from the top down. And then you design it like this, basically, to look like that. And then you sort of switch views to this and look at it and adjust it accordingly, switch back, so on and so forth. So basically you do all your programming on this screen, and then your touch-ups on this. But anyway, it's very old school. It's actually, like, kind of reminds me of how I used to make Duke Nukem 3D maps. I used to make crap loads of maps for Duke Nukem 3D, like back in the day, and the map editor looked a lot like that. If only. There's gotta be a way. I feel like that's what they want us to think, right? Because it's there. Your number is 29. Interesting.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it,
Repeatable carpet
The
texture.
game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Alright, so that opened up to... I have always been somebody that wants to go the wrong way first in games. I feel ya. It's just fun to, like, break the game and stuff, you know? Or at least try to.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
This is cool that we get to, like, at least go outside a little bit, you know, we're not cooped up the whole time.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Oh no, it's great! It's great. This game is awesome. Another bad review. Here we go.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I don't know about this skip button. Alright, guess I got
to. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah.
Did it just start?
We've eaten too
over?
much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until
until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction
I thought the
becomes
numbers were
impossible
changing.
to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years.
I thought the numbers were changing.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
As he goes on and on.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with,
think I need to keep pushing it.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They
man.
bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said,
Oh man, this is ridiculous.
the end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh boy. I left him sit there too long. Oh, are we finally? Is it finally falling apart? I think that's what I was waiting for, is for like the room to fall apart. There we go. This is crazy. All right, you guys. I'm actually gonna take a really short bathroom break, and then I'll be back. I'm having so much fun, you guys. This is a lot of fun. But I need to hit the bathroom, so I will be back very, very soon. Hey guys, so let's keep playing here. So it's getting pretty late here, and I think that's why we don't have a lot of people joining us right now. It is getting a little late, and that's why I'm sort of struggling myself a little bit, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm having a lot of fun with this. This game is actually really, really awesome. So this is my very first time playing this. Truly is my first time playing. It's just that I've seen clips here and there of other people playing, and I did watch a stream of somebody playing it once. But I didn't see everything, and it's like I don't remember all of that either because that was a while ago that I watched that, like when it was first coming out. So it was sort of like, yeah, enough time has passed now where I want to actually play it for myself. So it was just cool seeing it all, seeing the stuff I didn't see, and then also seeing it again and hearing it again. It's just as funny. It's great. So awesome. And yeah, like I said, I didn't see everything about the game. It's not like I sat and watched an entire 100% playthrough or anything. Definitely didn't do that. There was a certain point at which I actually stopped watching because I decided I wanted to play this at some point. So it's like we have to wait until it's like basically falling apart pretty much. All the plants are gone now. Okay, that's creepy. I don't see anything, but I hear creepy noises. Oh, well, that one's done now. Alright, so we're gonna have to go this way. Oh. Is this really what we want to do? Okay. Oh, what the... There it is. There's the reset. Okay. Alright.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Yes, I would too. Awaiting input. What was it? 8245, right? I forget. Oh, we can't. Oh. Oh. I tried. Whoa. New content. Okay,
Oh,
let's
good.
try it.
You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I've seen this before. This is looking a little too familiar, but alright, I'll play along. I'll play along.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, sweet. Alright. The Stanley Parable 2.
Yes,
420.
you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities.
Investor
It could go in
showcase.
so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Time to wake up. New mug. They're back. 2 doors. Yes. They're back.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a
More
handful of interesting
teaspoon,
concepts,
better
that surely the
teaspoon.
game will sort of naturally spring up
TSP.
around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh, TSP. Duh. The Stanley Parable. More of the Stanley Parable, better the Stanley Parable. I read that as teaspoon. Wow. Well, it's because of the period. Okay, let's go. And I'm tired. It's late. It's friggin' 12:30 right now. It's midnight. Past midnight. The prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. The end is never the end is never the end. Sequels are good. Portal 2, yes! Immediately Portal 2 basically confirming this is flat out a nod to Portal 2. Yeah, it figures, honestly, because Portal 2 was freaking amazing. Honestly, guys, that's a game I'd love to play through sometime on stream. I'd love to do that. Alright, let's see some new features. 222. So we're definitely heading towards the new content as it says on the bus. There it is, guys. The Stanley
Here
Parable
we
2.
are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh man, that's funny. Really? Interesting. I'm not gonna lie. The screen looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. This room is awesome. New. Taste the sequel. Merch. Again, it says. That's funny. I saw the new content. Oh, here we go.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Definitely.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay. Infinite hole chart? Educational use only. Hole. Depth. More hole. Space. Infinity. Question marks. Science. More. Falling. It's pretty great. It just keeps going. Oh, that is fantastic. Open it. I'm really glad these charts are here for us to show us, you know, what an infinite hole actually it looks like and how it should be labeled. That's good. That's oh man, that's pretty great though. I do like this one. That's pretty cool. It's just ridiculous.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This
Like
is in
something
fact
flat out
a
at Warner
hole
Brothers.
that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Some Doctor Who stuff right there. Let's do it.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Nah.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look,
Whoa,
things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Oh, he was he's feels self-conscious because he didn't actually make an infinite hole. Is that what happened? All right, let's do it. Maybe we should just see what happens. Nothing.
Great.
Okay.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Every pause button is a Roman numeral too. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us.
Had enough? I'm
You
positively
and I.
thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
Alright. Let's try it again.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing
Shrinking.
steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
A very aggressive divot. Yes.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
No.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it
He's like,
than
"I'm
you could
out."
ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Did he just fade out? Did he just fade out? Oh, there we go. There we go. It's moving. Here we go. This game is freaking crazy and awesome. Change your perspective. It's Stanley. He looks kind of like Max Payne, doesn't he? Change your perception? Oh, interesting. What the heck? This is crazy. Change yourself. Okay, here we go. What the? Yeah. Yes! That is great. Nice.
Stanley? 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 Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley.
That was crazy.
Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them.
It
Stay
was
alert,
all a
Stanley.
dream.
I'll be back. Toodle.
It was all a dream. Alright, let's remain still so we fall asleep again, right? Oh no! Oh no! Oh.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
So let's try some different stuff. Did we go through here?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Name.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Alright. Alright. We're Jim. Ready? All of Jim's life experiences. Everything Jim. Jim. Here we go.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous. Let's get the heck out of here.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
That's new. Oh, that's cool. I just noticed that it was, in the silhouette of the girl, it's Stanley sitting at his desk. I actually didn't realize that before. I knew it was like a picture, but I couldn't tell what it was from where I was at. That's cool. The reassurance bucket. Settings world champion. Mostly infinite hole, free achievement. Free new easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Let's do it. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now. Alright. I'm cool with that.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Has he lied yet? I don't know if he's lied yet. I don't think he has.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you. What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Alright, so let's go. Oh, you know what? We actually haven't looked at collectibles yet. There's that freaking jump circle again. It's really trying to get us to do that. Let's try this first, though. Settings, World Champion. I want to see what this is about. Huh. Okay. I thought maybe there would be something else with that. I guess not. Okay. Guess we can't do that yet. Alright, let's head over here and see what collectibles is all about. Yo, is that legit? Is that what he looked like when I was on the elevator? Is that what I ended up with? Is that why it's displaying that, or is it always like that? Because that would be crazy if it was like that because of that. I can't remember if it was like that earlier.
Ah,
maybe it was.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
You see that, right? Ugh. Creepy. Okay, just checking.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Alright, see, I feel like the jump circle's gonna start us over. So that's why I want to do that last. The infinite hole, let's take a look at it. Let's see if it looks any different. Yeah, alright. One sec, let's okay, so that just empties out there. Oh, the reassurance bucket. We didn't do that yet. Alright, hold on, let's check this out first. I think this is gonna like proceed, like make us move on.
A common complaint of the
Yeah.
Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that
Reckless
after
despair.
much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable
don't play it if you don't like it.
Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think
air
that
of
just holding
charisma?
it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. We just have a bucket now? Random stool.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Alright. More of this. So we already looked at that. Alright, now let's look at... I said we wanted to go ahead and try to look at the hole again. And make sure that that hasn't changed. But also, yeah, there we go. It says exit. So let's just check that out really quick. Oh, also this. So I'm just a little concerned that is going to cause a problem. But let me just see here. Yeah, it's still saying infinite hole, I think, is the last thing we need to do, so probably head up this way. Let's try the jump circle, though. Because that's the first thing we were supposed to do, and we didn't even do it.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
It's not. Let's just, like, hold off. See what happens. Let's just, like, do a few and see what happens.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
That looks really cool. Not gonna lie. I was like just like staring at the art just now. I'm still holding this bucket too. Oh man. Okay.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear
That's where
yet
the
how
screens are
exactly
at,
these
right?
features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is.
What?
I give
heard
you
something move.
the Stanley Parable 2.
Freaking jump circle.
I mean,
And a
there's
collectible.
potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of
Epilogue's
gags.
just, like,
and I do very
coming
much
out of
enjoy
something.
creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Okay. Okay. So, all that's the same. I just wanted to look and make sure. This is funny. Alright, let's do this.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them.
This is the same as the beginning.
This is what
sequence,
employee 427 did every day.
Oh,
All
there's
his
the
co-workers
balloons.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, they're adding the content that we just saw. That's what he's doing. He's adding the content.
Stanley
That's
felt the
funny.
bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Wait, what bucket? Oh.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket
So I
was
feel like there
wrong.
was still one place we didn't go
Stanley
here
took
yet.
the door on his
That's
left
why I wanted
to go
to-
back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured
So
through the
last time
maintenance
we went
section
this way.
and walked straight ahead
Let's go
to the
this way.
opposite door.
Yeah, let's go through this way. Oh, alright. So it just takes us back, basically. Let's see if, like, we get a different... Alright, so yeah, we do have to just go straight from there. That's okay. I just wanted to make sure that that was definitively covered, that we went back through
Still
that way.
no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your
How
life is
dare-
so banal and
how
meaningless
dare you.
that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I've never... Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing
Point
the
by
rich
point.
emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Oh, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Man, he's mad. Let's see if he has anything else to say. I do think that's it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, we can't go in there? Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's check out the executive bathroom again. Anything different? Oh.
You found one of them. One
There
of
we
the
go.
miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay, so can we go now? No, we have to go over here. We have to go in there. Alright, let's go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Stanlerines.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Wow, nothing there. Before I go, I'm just sort of looking around. Alright. There is something up there, but we can't get to it yet. So let's do this.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. soothing
Unknown
him,
fate.
comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything
looks about
will
the
be
same.
fine.
Looks about the same as before. I don't know about
Stanley
this,
and the
but it
bucket
looks
walked
about the
straight
same.
ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Stanley and the bucket wondered to themselves. So far there's not really
Monitors
anything that's
jumped to
different.
life, and Stanley nearly
last
dropped
time.
the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Aside from the
The bucket had
dialogue,
never seen
obviously.
anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first
oh
place?
man, the
These
bucket.
questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Except for the bucket. I trust only the bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all
So,
of it monitored and commanded from this
Should
very
we
place.
try to do the sequence this
And as
time?
the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
So, basically, Stanley just continuously going crazy. So he's befriended an object now. Oh man.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So last time we did this. Should we do it again? Or should we try to turn it on? I'm thinking we should just keep with what we were doing. At least for now, because it is different. It is a little different this time. Yeah, let's try it.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated
thing.
their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd
So,
lived together,
friends,
with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
Oh.
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No.
What the
Stanley
heck?
can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
Oh,
Not
man.
while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh my gosh. Yo, this is getting pretty freaking crazy. It is getting pretty late, so I'm probably gonna stop there. I wanted to try to get through it, but it's getting late and I'm getting tired. I think we're gonna have to continue this though in another stream, because this was so good. It was so good. I literally just my face hurts. I was laughing so much. That's how good this was. Like, the dialogue's genuinely funny. I just literally didn't want to stop playing. I just kept playing and I was interested, and it was just a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. So definitely a really good game. You know, I'm assuming we can just resume, you know, like we'll just come back and resume, we can resume the game again. I'm assuming that that's how that works. So yeah, if we can do that, we're definitely going to do that, and we're going to definitely do this again on a stream, and we're going to have to continue this. This is awesome. I want to play this. I want to keep going, but it's just late and I'm tired, so it's after 1 a.m. where I'm at. So I will definitely continue this soon. We will do this again soon. So thank you guys for watching. This was a lot of fun, and I'll see you guys soon.